Bum 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 bum. Dun dun da 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 da. Dun 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 dun. As you guys know, I'm gonna put the link for the chat for the questions on the chat. Let's see. Let me go to the chat. View my channel. Here we go. Chat. Okay, I can hear myself. Channel. Chat. Don't want to hear me twice. Okay. Let's see. Whoa. Zoom. Well, I want it opened up. Oh, there we go. Copy invite link. Jump in the Zoom call if you have questions, or just ask here. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. Shit. All right, late night. Hey, Tom. How are you, man? I'm good. I'm good. Hope you're good as well. Why do you recommend going direct when that will lose any girl who isn't completely sold right away? Whereas indirect wouldn't lose the girls direct works on. Well, I don't agree with your premise. Right? I mean, if your premise is correct, then there would be no reason to go direct. But that premise isn't correct. You don't lose a girl who isn't completely sold. I mean, she could just think, he's cute. I'll talk to him. Whereas in direct, just because you think she's talking to you doesn't mean that you're actually going to get with her or anything solid is going to be produced from it. Right? How you come off in those first few seconds is going to be enough for her to make a judgment. Plus, there's so many instances where you can't go direct or indirect. Like, there's a girl walking, she just crosses paths with you. What are you going to do? Turn around and ask her, where's the nearest Starbucks? Like, she knows what the fuck you're doing. I mean, there's really no distinction. But by going direct, what happens is, first of all, you make it clear what you're doing, which kind of eliminates any anxiety of you just randomly talking to her. Right? Because indirect only makes sense if, like, I don't know, you're in a bookstore and she's next to you. Right? Because it fits the context. Whereas if you're just walking up to a random girl on the street, so indirect basically limits you to only situations where it's convenient. So a girl who randomly walks past you, you need to go direct because you need to tell her what's going on. Now, yeah, can you ask her where's the nearest Starbucks? Sure. But it doesn't have that punch, like that effect that going direct does, because it shows confidence by going direct. Right? So it eases her insecurities or confusion of why you're talking to her, right? Because unless you're using some sort of a lie, like asking her directions or where's the nearest Starbucks, it's just bullshit anyways. You're only going to be able to do that for a few seconds, right? Then what are you going to do? Oh, actually, I wanted to come talk to you. Well, that's direct, right? How are you just going to like randomly shift into it, right? So direct gives you the ability to talk to girls who normally wouldn't be able to with true indirect, right? But I don't even agree with your initial premise. Like, she doesn't have to be sold on you. She just has to think you're at the bare level of attraction. But the second part of your premise is also incorrect. Indirect would lose girls who direct would work on. Like I just said, a girl walking past you on the street. You're not going to go indirect with her. You're only going to go fake indirect, and you're going to have to shift into actual direct because she's not going to know what the fuck you're talking about. Why are you talking to her? Right? Is no one jumping in the Zoom call? If you guys want to ask questions, you can jump in the Zoom call. You can ask these things much better than just text on the screen. So I'm going to the Bay Area really soon for college. I wanted to know if the college had 150,000 people with 16 students on campus, big enough to cold approach. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I was cold approaching with 4K students. So you got 4 times the amount of students. You're not even going to be relevant until like you're approaching hundreds and hundreds, right? Now, if you're going around the same area every day, right? So people have a schedule, right? They go to classes on a schedule. Then, okay, yeah, maybe someone's going to recognize you if you keep doing it. But for the most part, you know, if you shift your days and you take some breaks in between. Also, you can always just go in the city. You can break it up. You don't just have to do campus, right? But no, I don't think it'll be an issue. If you are on the being cold and not showing affection side, how do you balance it out? Like being romantic and touchy-feely and open with your emotions, but feeling clingy and annoying sometimes, even like simping. Is it normal to feel this way? Does something need to be changed on the approach? Yeah, if you have the tendency to be more cold, then yeah, it's gonna feel uncomfortable going to the other side, because you are gonna feel like, oh, I'm being vulnerable, which you are. You are being vulnerable. That's definitely something that's gonna happen. You just have to suck it up. Right? You're only simping when you are close to doubling her level of interest, right? You can always show a little bit more interest than she is. Not ideally, but a little bit. And sometimes you need to kind of push things forward if she's maybe shy, doesn't have that open of a personality, like girls who are kind of cold. You can actually warm them up and really seduce them well if you're good at sort of shamelessly being interested. And it's worked for me with some girls. You know, I was able to hook up with them even though they were kind of playing it too cool. But it's gonna feel awkward at first, for sure. It's gonna feel uncomfortable. But you don't necessarily have to be romantic, right? Just be more talkative, more expressive. That's the first step. Just talkative and expressive. Then the next level of that is like just show your emotions. You're not necessarily showing more interest, but you're showing more emotions. But then after that, yes, if you want to double down and kind of start to be more romantic and show more interest, then you can do that as well. And that can actually have a really strong effect. Showing a lot of interest can actually make her feel more comfortable showing you interest, because you're kind of sticking your neck out, so she'll stick her neck out. but also touchy. Like, literally physically touchy, yes. How do you form a college social circle for game if you graduated a decade ago? Well, so you want to fuck college sorority girls, but you're 32, 31. There's really no normal way to do that. I mean, if you're a 30-year-old hanging around college kids, they're gonna see you as like the weird older guy. The only way you do it is you go to bars that are college bars. And then you meet girls and do that. But it can't be like it's a college, like there's only college students. Like there's got to be some level of like, there's also just older people. It's just a bar that college kids tend to go to. I'm guessing you want to, like, I don't know, try and redo your college experience and have like a fun time in college because you feel like you missed out. You want to fuck 21-year-old girls. I mean, you don't need to have a college social circle to do that because most of the time you're just going to look weird. And being friends with college guys it looks really lame. Fucking college girls is one thing. That's fine. But being friends with a bunch of 21-year-old frat guys, it's not a good look. I would suggest just doing day game and just meet younger girls that way. 18, 19, 20, 21. You don't need to make a social circle to get those girls. You can just meet them normally. I should probably start scheduling these in advance. Maybe I'll do that for next week. You're welcome, Tom. What is your opinion on Eric Ronaldo? I can't see. One second. I'm gonna typing for space so I can actually read this. Oh, Eric Ronaldo's. Okay.
Introducing the second round of...
Oh, almost opened a Asmongold video. Okay, let's see. Oh, another guy doing a bunch of infields. Okay. Nice.
Excuse me, ladies? I'm so sorry. I was sitting here like 30 minutes ago. Did you see anything? I like lost something very important. No? It was like a... No? I'm just...
You know what you lost?
No, I just lost my number and I wanted yours.
Oh. Oh my god.
I'm Eric. Nice to meet you. Did I get you there?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Your name?
Mia.
Mia. And your name?
He stays
Nice
calm.
to- You guys
It's good.
besties?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mia, I like you. Grab your number. Is that cool? I'm very blunt and straightforward, you know.
He's recording. I knew it.
Who is that guy? Why is he filming you guys? I don't know who that guy is.
That's crazy.
He's got a nice
I
vibe.
don't have a mic. This is like really happening right now. I don't know who that. Are you famous?
It's in his shirt. You can put it on.
There you got me.
Oh my god.
Excuse me. Are you familiar with campus? Are you familiar with campus?
Yeah.
Do you know where I can? It's like my third day out here. Do you know where I can like find your number? Because I thought you were really cute. Eric, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Your name?
Adrian.
Adrian.
The thing is, I wish he would just go straight up. She'd be like, hey, excuse me, I thought you were
Everyone
really
thinks of
pretty.
me, you know Ryan Garcia, the professional boxer? Yeah. People say I look like him, but I feel like I look like him. You know? But yeah.
You look like her.
Huh? Yeah, right? Well, yeah, I like your smile. It's very,
Thank you.
yeah, are you single?
Yeah. You can get my number.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. What year are you?
I'm a junior with credits, but it's my first year here.
How do you like it? Where are you transferred from?
DC.
DC?
Not Boston. Broward College.
Oh, Broward College.
Just click the first link in the description to get 30% off your first skincare system and a free gift. Plus, as a
Yeah, he's pretty. I'm Eric. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, he's got a
¿Dónde de
nice vibe.
Venezuela?
What?
¿Las arepas son de Venezuela o de?
Colombia. No.
Nice. The wind blowing right now in your hairs. Yeah. Okay. How are the AirPods? Bye. Damn. Oh my God. It was just right here. Doing this survey for like sociology class, you might help me out. It's like 10 seconds.
Sorry.
It's like, is it because I'm ugly?
Okay.
They allow snacks, so
Let's see.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's got some good stuff. Do you feel women who fall for game are less valuable in general? Well, what do you mean fall for game? What do you think game is versus everything else? I mean, everyone's always doing game. It's just a question of what kind of game you're doing, right? You could do the game that a lot of guys do where they just talk to a girl a bunch. You know, they eventually hook up. And then they keep hooking up and, you know, they get together. But, you know, he succeeded with that girl, but then he had to fail with a bunch of others. And he has a very bad consistency, I guess, right? And he doesn't have a good volume or good quality. He still has game. It's just not good game. So what do you mean by game? What is it that we're doing that is so alien?
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are here at the university. It's well, it was nice to meet you, right? I love you. Bye. I don't know you. Yeah.
A little bit, but I'm not that worried about it. So,
Okay.
so
You like to keep it private? You don't want no one to know?
yeah, I don't know. I suppose they're all.
That girl's really
advised.
pretty.
You smell really good, though.
Thank
What is
you.
that?
It's got a class. Soldation now.
Fire.
Thank
Okay. Well, I'll text you, right?
Okay.
I'll be on standby whenever you break up with your boyfriend. I love you. Bye.
New York.
Hell yeah. Everyone. Content for tomorrow. I'm here. Whenever you broke up with your boyfriend.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So is that his whole channel? Oh yeah, he's doing a lot of approaching. Good for him. What do you recommend I put? I do to put my girls less on guard when trying to talk to them in class? I'm trying to get in the habit of being more social, but I am tall, have a buzz cut, and facial hair. I gotta put girls less on guard. So you think you're intimidating them? Like, is that the vibe that you feel like you have? Like you intimidate girls? Yeah, you got to give me some. But generally, if you want to make girls relax around you, softer facial expressions, right? Like, kind of very smiley. Yeah. You kind of always have a, little bit of a smile on your face, very open mouth smiles, very expressive face, not like you're trying to hide things, or if you're like this and you're trying to always be super serious, kind of you're expressive, warm, and soft. Yeah, I look like a cholo. They're guard, yeah. Yeah, you probably come off like a little bit of a criminal. So, yeah, I was just turning off my heater. Yeah, softer voice too. So this Eric guy was a part of something called Honest Signals. Let's see. Oh, I have to look on this one.
Introducing the
Whoops. Honest Signals.
Have figured it out. I have cracked the fucking code. That I understand what women want, what they don't want, what they respond to, and what you can do about it. It's no coincidence that my YouTube videos have racked up millions of views, inspiring, educating, and changing the lives of guys like you all over the world. It's no coincidence that as I grew my business, I have met thousands of women in cities all across North America and Europe, have had countless dates, out of this world sex, and relationships of every form be. Mostly because I was this over-analytical, neurotic goofball who was just awkward to see the light for themselves, to get a taste of the abundance, which is why I guide you, wing you, watch you. It's about that.
Da, 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 da. Sometimes I forget how many other people there are in this field. Yeah, in this field. There's a lot of people in this field. Bum 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 bum. Oh, so this Honest Signals is a different Honest Signals? Because they have like 144K followers. Do people approach less now than they did 10 years ago? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe more. Bum, 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 bum. How do I get a one-night stand? Well, there's generally two approaches. One, you find a girl who's really looking for it. Or the second is you just have really good game. And she's and a girl who normally wouldn't be down, but because you're just that charming, she's down to fuck. Right? So the first option is definitely easier. You would think going to bars and clubs would be the solution there, but it's not necessarily the case. You can get one night stands just as often from day game. But the process is pretty much going to look the same. But what you're going to be looking to do is you're definitely going to want to put more of a sexual vibe out there, right? So you're going to want to be, very strong eye contact, very sexy kind of voice. You're going to feel less inclined to get into, deep conversations can make a girl, very horny and like she has an emotional connection. As long as you're not putting on the act or the sense that you're going to look for something long term. But when you're putting out a sexual vibe and a sexual energy, that's not normally, actually most of the time I'm the one who would get, one night standed or, left in the dust, or she doesn't text back. Right. A lot of times it surprised me where I would be the one who kind of goes for it, and then we fuck, and then it becomes kind of clear that she only wanted one night of fun and is looking for something serious, but not with me, but I was just a bit of an exception. So if you're putting out that vibe that you're very sexual, or if you're being just honest that you at some point in the interaction, you kind of ask her like what she's looking for, and then you make it clear what you're looking for. You can just have a very direct conversation. Yeah, that's an easy way to get a one night stand. But you got to have good game, because she needs to basically think he's good enough to just fuck. How do you form a deep connection quickly? Well, one of the best ways is to be very, very vulnerable yourself. To be very comfortable talking about anything. Like if a context comes up and you can tell a story about something from your past that was very bad or scary or whatever, and you can be vulnerable and show that part of yourself, that's a person's going to feel very comfortable reciprocating and being open themselves with you. Oops. Yeah, 12 hours. Interesting. Okay, ideal number for approaches for a 30-day challenge. Well, normally what I tell guys is if you want to see some okay results, 10 girls a week. If you want to see a lot of results, 20 approaches a week. Like if you really, really want to see some improvements, 20 approaches in a week. So 4 weeks, that'd be 80 approaches. I can do 20 in like a few hours. I mean, I could do it in like a normal day game session with a client is like 4 to 5 hours, right? Could do 20, 30. I did it in Kyiv. I did it in Bucharest. You want to go between like 4 and 8 o'clock, right? So 4 o'clock is when the rush hour starts to come, but you get warmed up. And then once 5:30 hits, there's a lot of people, then you're warmed up. And then you go till people are home, which is about 7:38 is when, you know, the last, you know. But you can always go earlier too, right? You can go all day. You can go at like 2 or 3. If it's the weekend, you go from noon to 8. My city doesn't have enough girls out in the day like that. Well, you know, obviously, you know, if you're not in like a capital city or like a big, I mean, if you're in America, most cities are fucking huge. I mean, a normal city is the size of most capitals in Europe. Like in San Diego, I would do shit tons of approaches in San Diego. I would just, it's not in a big city. Okay, well, yeah. But then, you know, but there's also quality control. I mean, you're going to end up approaching a bunch of 6s and 7s. I mean, even in Kyiv, there isn't a 10 on every block, right? There's lots of 10s everywhere, depending on your taste. But, you know, you're gonna walk around a bit before you find a girl who's you think is stunning, right? So you're going to be approaching, you know, girls who you consider just cute. Like for me, just approach a girl who you'd enjoy fucking, you know? But if you're like only approaching the highest quality girls, then yeah, you're going to have a pretty low number. Because they're just more rare. So 20 week maybe, you know, won't be that doable. Should a girl ideally go after you to get the best of her? Is it inherently superior to being active about it, or can the active approach be the same or better? I think what you meant to say is like, ideally, is she the one chasing you, or is it better for you to be like the one who's pursuing her? Well, I guess you could see it both ways. You could see that it's ideal for a girl to chase you because then she's more invested. But usually, in my experience, the really, really hot girls don't chase that hard. You definitely have to put a little bit of effort because they tend to be more feminine. So they like when the man is a little bit more assertive and taking charge. It's very rare to see like a really hot girl be super thirsty. It happens. But, you know, usually the hotter girls take a little bit more. You got to kind of take charge and be aggressive because they like that. They want a masculine man. If you're a celebrity, yeah, maybe. But is it necessarily so you might have, you know, quality issues with girls who chase hard. You know, if she's chasing you, did she chase a lot of other guys? So then it's also a question of what are you looking for? Are you just looking for sex? Then it doesn't matter. All right, who gives a shit how you got her? Right, just go. But if you're looking like for a girlfriend, then okay. I mean, if a girl's chasing after you, you're either like her perfect type, like it's just something about you, like you guys have perfect chemistry. Or maybe she's not, you know, the highest of value. But it also depends at what point do you mean she's chasing you? Like, she walks up to you and approaches you? No. A beautiful girl's not going to do that, for the most part. Unless you're in a very specific context, like a social circle. She might give you an approach invitation that's very different. And I guess you could call that a girl approaching. But when you're looking for, like, really hot girls, you're going to have to do the approaching, for the most part. How do you turn around an initial rejection? Well, what do you mean? In what context? Like, you walk up to a girl on the street and you say, "Hey, what's up? You're really pretty." And she goes, "Oh, sorry, I have a boyfriend." Well, you're not going to turn that around. You're just not. Like, first of all, she has a boyfriend. You shouldn't chase after her, right? But let's say she just said it to kind of get you off of her back, you know. You can kind of push through it, but, you know, morally, I would say you shouldn't. So let's not use the boyfriend example. Let's just use, "Oh, you know, sorry, I gotta get going." Then you can say, "Hey, wait." Because maybe it wasn't like maybe she was nervous. There's a difference between a rejection and her just being nervous. Say, "Hey, wait a second. What was your name?" She's like, "Oh, I'm Sarah." "Oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Hector." "So where are you in a rush off to?" "Oh, I'm going to work. You know, I'm late, blah, blah, blah." "Okay, cool. Well, let me grab your number before you go, and we can meet for coffee sometime." "Oh, okay." Maybe that's like one thing you can do. If it's in social circle, the best thing is just to not be cold, but like you start flirting and she's just very like standoffish. Just okay, be very formal around her. Like, don't give her any more attention. And something might turn around. You know, you might start talking to a different girl and she gets interested. She hears about you fucking another girl, right? And so later on down the line, she gets interested. It's the best situation to turn a rejection around is social circle, because you have time. You need time. You need time. How could I get rid of excessive jealousy if my girlfriend so much as politely smiles to a guy in a social context? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, she's never going to be able to fix it for you. You're going to have to, I mean, what is jealousy, right? So jealousy is, I think another guy is better, or I fear another guy is better on some level, right? Like, let's not even look at it from the sake of a girl being unfaithful, right? Let's eliminate that. Just what if she's attracted to another guy? At the end of the day, you think another guy is either better than you, or you think you're going to lose her at some point. Just because that's the way things go. The first one, you can kind of work on by making yourself better, but there's always going to be something another guy is better than you at. Either a guy is going to be taller and stronger and could beat you up and take your girl. Another guy is richer, he's better looking, more popular, he's a musician and she loves music, or he's a dancer and she loves dancing. He's going to have something you don't. Bigger dick, more money, taller, whatever. You generally just want to get to a point where you're like, look, I'm overall a pretty great package. So even if some other guy has something better than me, I might beat him in other areas. Like, you never know how good a guy can fuck. That's a thing. So you can work on your sex game. I mean, that's probably the best thing you can do, right? It's just fuck her really good. But I think it's the second thing. I've tried a lot of things. Like, I've tried visualizing like her fucking other guys, and like felt that disgust in my stomach, and I just tried to be calm. So I guess you call it some sort of meditation, like Bill Usher is talking about. It's kind of intense, though. It really makes you feel bad. I wouldn't recommend that for a lot of guys. It might just cause a lot of pain. It kind of works a little bit, though. But it's a very rough method. Honestly, the best thing you can do is just accept that at some point you are going to lose her. Right? So you're either it's going to fizzle out with her, right? She's going to like another guy better and leave you for him, or she's going to die. Or you're going to die. Right? So either death, just falling out of love, or some other guy. But at the end of the day, they all have the same consequence. You're not with her anymore. But at least if you died or she died, you could say, well, it wasn't some other guy took her from me. Like, that feels worse. It's like, not only did I lose her, but some other guy is enjoying her. So she felt that he was better than me in the end. And I guess that stings. Whereas, like, death, you're like, okay, well, you know, it was just my time, or it's just her time. For me, personally, since I'm a Buddhist, right, rebirth, well, you know, my girl has been with countless men and women. Maybe she was a man in a different life, you know, so I can only say that I have her in this life, right? That's just my... That's you know, that's my time with her. But you can also, and you can just be grateful of that, right? Just be grateful for the time you have with her. Instead of fearing losing her, just be grateful for what you do have with her. But here's another way to put it. And Chase talked about this in an article. Because what I'm saying is kind of along the lines of a little bit more gentle way of saying she's not yours, it's just your turn. You're probably putting her too much on a pedestal. Why are you not seeing it vice versa? Why are you not seeing, I'm not hers, it's just her turn, right? Like, why are you seeing it? Like, you're automatically starting from a bad premise. The fuck is a foid? What is a foid? I have no idea what a foid is. Foid. Foid is a derogatory insult term for women. Well, this is from the Anti-Defamation League. They're a bunch of fucking pussies, but... It's abbreviation of femoid, female and humanoid, foid. No, don't Google it up. Foid. Well, good luck with, you know, being miserable, buddy. Sure, it's working out real well for you. Go fucking cry somewhere else, pussy. I would be sweet and compassionate to you, but it won't work because you're a fucking asshole. So I'll give you tough love. Go fix your shit, buddy. You're a pussy. Maybe that'll wake you up. I'm not doing it to make you feel bad. I'm doing it to shake you up. You sit on forums and whine about women and other dudes are getting their fucking dick sucked. And you're just fucking crying. And literally no one gives a fuck that you're crying. No one cares about you. And you shouldn't have thought that in the first place, because no one really gives a shit about anyone else. People just want to get money, power, and sex. Deal with it. Go get yours. But be moral while you do it. But you're probably not that moral of a person. You're probably not a very good person. Okay, anyways. Back to people. Hey, Hector. Hey, Mac. What's up? How are you? Just finished reading a book and texting really helped me make fine-tuning adjustments in my texting game, especially around the use of emojis. Oh, Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm happy to hear. You think texting has changed much in 2024 since you wrote that book? No. Nope. As long as you have text, right? It's all the same. Emojis, emoticons. I do like audio messages. Those are cool. But that would require me to put audio messages into the book, the ebook, and have links and stuff. That'd be too complicated. I think that would be one avenue that would be cool to explore, but that's not new. You know, audio messages have always been there. So no, I don't think texting is going to change in the next 15, 20 years. I mean, what are we going to do? You have video, you have text. That's it. Or in audio. I mean, that's how communication has been for the past, as long as we would have video and audio. Yeah, it's the same. Hey, Davion. Good luck with your jam session or, your play. I'll see you soon. We'll do a session soon. Things you've done in the heat of the moment. How do you detach while in a relationship? Because attachment leads to suffering. You're gonna be suffering if you have in a relationship. I mean, you're either gonna lose her or one of you is gonna die. Or she's gonna leave you, or you're gonna leave her, or she's gonna die, you're gonna die. There's gonna be suffering at some point. I mean, I think about it all the time. It's just, yeah, that's the game you decided to play. So we have to just accept that that's, it's what's gonna happen. What the Buddha said was he had this list of how to enjoy wealth, right? But it applies to any sensual pleasure, right? So the worst person is the person who gets wealth by immoral means, stealing, racketeering, whatever, selling drugs, etc. And then he doesn't enjoy it. He was like, at least if you're going to do something evil, enjoy it. He even had some nuance on that level because he was able to see the nuance. Then that's the stupidest person. Then the next person is person who gets, money or women or whatever by immoral means, but at least he, status, power, but at least he enjoys it, right? So it's not advocated, right? The Buddha is just saying that, at least you're enjoying it, right? So think of the psychopath who lies to women and something, right? There is a Zoom. It's at the top, but no one's joined. It's still open. You're free to jump in. So it goes down the list. So then it's someone who does something morally, but then doesn't enjoy it, but at least it's better because he's doing it morally. It's better than, doing things immorally. Then the person who does things morally and then enjoys it, that's better. But then he said the best person is the person who does things morally. He enjoys them. Oh, and he helps others, right? He other people enjoy his wealth, right? It's not just that. And then the last thing is someone who gets their wealth or status or power or whatever through integrity and, the sweat of their brow and, hard work. They enjoy it. They help others enjoy it. And then on top of that, they're aware that it's impermanent. He said that's the highest level of being able to enjoy sensual pleasures. So not just the sutta is about wealth, but I think it applies to everything. So, you're honest with women, you show your interest, you get with them, and then you have a relationship, and you enjoy it, and then you hope they enjoy it as well, right? Because there's relationships where you can get a girl and then like you enjoy it more than she does, right? And she just kind of sticks around for whatever reason. She has a fear, insecurities, blah, blah, blah. But you actually do your best to make sure that not only are you happy in the relationship, but you do your best to make sure that your woman's happy, which you should, right? At least a better relationships in every way. But on top of that, you're aware that it's going to end at some point. And you just remind yourself, at... it's going to happen. And the more you remind yourself, the better you get at it. But you're not going to be fully okay unless you're enlightened. Like, you can't guarantee 100% lack of suffering unless you're fully enlightened. But you can guarantee freedom from sensual pleasures if you become an anagami, which is the third level of enlightenment. That's very difficult. You can do it, but it's very difficult. But yeah, Kai, if you want to jump in to the Zoom, I still have it open. The link is at the top of the chat. It's the first thing I put. I find audio messages are useful for building compliance with flaky girls just trying to figure out how to not come off as chasing. I mean, you're always going to come off a little bit as chasing when you put in effort. It's just going to happen. Chasing, I would say, comes in the form of once the conversation's going. But just reaching out and kind of pushing things, I mean, you're going to have to reach out at some point. But you just, you stagger the time, like I said in the book. Like, you try again in a week, then you try again in 2 weeks, then you do a month, then you do 3 months, then you do 6 months. Then you check up a year later. Oh, someone joined Zoom. Okay. And then, yeah. The best thing, Mac, would be, have you thought about coaching? Because then we can actually go over your specific interactions. Right? And then I can see what exactly you need to be working on. If you're really interested in kind of taking it to the next level, because it seems like you've learned a fair bit from the book. But if you want to do it to the next level, which is like tailor-made teaching, like individually, I would suggest coaching would be your next best bet.
All right.
What's up, Kai?
Yo, what's up, man?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, that's good. Man, I don't really have any question about a specific girl,
Okay.
but generally I just want to know, like, in your experience, what have you like seen when it comes to like energy exchange between girls and stuff like that? Because I know recently, like, there was this girl, she was on birth control, and she wasn't even that fine to me. Like, it was like she was fine. Like, if you look at her pics on Instagram, guys are definitely thirsting after her, but
Yeah.
even that fine to me. She was really, really chasing me in the beginning. Then we fucked like maybe fourth. Oh, sorry, my mom is. I had to close the door. My mom was a very eavesdroppy type. Okay, I'm just looking. Okay, so yeah, basically, so we got together like 3-4 times, and then I came in her every time, right?
Oof. Okay.
So, and then I felt myself getting a lot more chasey. So, what have you experienced?
Yeah, busting in a girl, definitely. Yeah. Let me try and think of the girls I've busted in. Her, yeah. But I knew she was wild, and I don't know why I came in her. It was a fucking idiotic decision. Then the Turkish girl, I just busted nuts in her because I found her so fucking sexy. But I didn't really chase after her too much. I mean, I was a little upset when she started to ghost me because apparently she started dating some guy. But I got over it pretty quickly. And then who else did I bust in? Yeah, my girl. Yeah. I definitely. And then the one who drove me the craziest, but I was still new to shit, kind of. I was in Cali, the Mexican chick. She was, I don't know, she drove me nuts. She was just so fucking, we had perfect chemistry, and I busted in her the first time that we, yeah. I would say it probably has some sort of an effect. I mean, I don't know how much of it is just confirmation bias, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that definitely messed me up for a while. I was like, damn, like this girl's not that fine. She was chasing after me like crazy in the beginning. I was like, not even sure. And then like five nuts in, it's like, damn, roles are
Well,
kind of reversed
let me ask you a question. Were those 5 nuts on one night or like over different periods?
over different periods.
Oh, that wasn't busting in her, dude. That was just you fucking her a lot.
But how come it flipped though? Like she was on to me like a lot in the beginning.
Because the pussy was really good.
Was it really though?
Well, there's a difference between a girl being hot and having good pussy.
Mm-hmm.
There's girls that are not that hot, but you have really good sex with them, and then there's girls who's like her they're really hot, but for some reason the sex is just eh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been with girls who are like, you know, 7s, but like I don't know, their pussy was just fire, and I love fucking them.
I agree. Yeah, I've had some
So
experience.
it was just the sex, dude. I mean, was she good in bed? Did she suck dick really good?
No, not really.
Not really.
I can't lie.
Was the pussy just, there was something about the pussy, it just felt good?
I guess it was just like I think it was the first girl I had on birth control.
Is it the first girl? Did you ever raw dog the other girls?
Not as much.
Oh, you weren't raw dogging? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no wonder you were losing
And
your shit over her.
it was the first one on birth control. I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, I raw
So-
dogged a bunch of girls, but I haven't busted in all of them, but I raw dogged a ton of girls.
Mhm.
I mean, because I'm a fucking idiot. But yeah, I mean, raw dogging a girl is a very different experience from using a condom. I mean, there's a reason people
Right.
get accidentally pregnant. It's because they realize how good it feels to fucking raw dog a chick. Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to ask. But
Okay.
if I have another question, I'll ask for sure.
Sure.
To say something.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Chase wrote that in the end, it's about comparing you with yourself and no one else. Is something you've arrived at? Is it realistic, speaking in terms of comparing to dudes and feeling jealous? Yeah. I mean, I've overcome a lot of jealousy. Maybe not exactly. I'm sure if, like, you know, if you're around a girl that you love and she starts, like, looking at another dude, you're going to think about it for a second. I mean, you're never going to be a fucking psychopath who's just like, I don't care. You know, it's going to come into your brain, but it's the question of how you react to that. That's very different. Make sense? I think you're asking, how do I just never deal with that feeling? Well, that's not how it's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to have that feeling come in your mind, and then you can deal with it better because you have these strategies. But I think you're hoping, oh, I hope this feeling just never even comes up. That's not realistic. That's just not realistic. All right, so I think next week what I'll do is, or in 2 weeks, I'll set up a schedule so that you guys know when this is going to happen, and we'll see. Like, I'll schedule it where it, like, says auto reminder. So we know when I'm going to get on. I got to get better at scheduling stuff. Alrighty. Well, it's been an hour. I will see you guys either next week or in 2 weeks. I'll schedule it in advance a few days. So, yeah. Best of luck, boys, and I shall see you all soon.